Dollar Tree has these really adorable wood bunnies out right now, and I wanted to set them out together in a grouping. So my idea was, what if I did an ombre look where I got 3 different colors of a blue spray paint? So I headed to Walmart, picked out 3 colors in a light, medium, and dark Walmart spray paint, and then I started on the back side spraying each of the bunnies with 1 coat of spray paint, and then I think I ended up doing 2 coats on the front just because these bunnies are particle board, so they were really soaking up the paint. I let them dry, and I think they look adorable sitting out. Walmart has this really cool pack of hooks that I picked up on my last shopping trip, not really knowing what I was going to do with them, and they are still out now if you're looking for them, but they come in a pack of 3. Now with one of the hooks, I wanted to put it on the side of my hutch because I hang my outfits up there every day when I'm just like setting out what I want to wear the night before. I also love to put an outfit here whenever I'm steaming things that I'm going to be wearing, so I really need a hook on the side of this hutch in my bathroom. They are also great to use as like curtain pulls. So you can use command strips and place them onto your wall, and then you can tie back your curtains with these gorgeous looking hooks. Have you ever seen these recipe boxes at thrift stores and wondered what you could do with them? Well, I came across this one that was $1, and I thought it would be perfect to be a nightstand box. I love having a nightstand box where I can just put items in there that I need to get to quickly. So I wanted to DIY this first because it wasn't necessarily the style I was going for. So I started with my orbital sander, sanding down this entire box. I wanted to sand it completely so it was a blank slate. Next, I wanted to add some stain on there. I thought I was going to go with a natural stain. So that's what I added first. I put on the natural stain, pulled it off. After I looked at that natural stain, it was pulling really orange. So I knew that I needed to add some additional color. So I went with a medium tone stain, and I actually put that stain on right after I put on that natural stain. That's one of the cool things about stain is you can combine them and mix and match them. If you want to sit and, give it time to dry, you can, but you can go in with a different stain. So once I put on that different stain, it really gave that look I was going for, more of a medium tone wood. So from here, let the stain dry completely. Next, I wanted to put a stencil on top because I felt like it needed something. So I have this set of stencils off of Amazon. I will link them for you down below, but I went with the checkered stencil, and using painter's tape, I placed the checkered stencil down, and then I'm gonna be using a light green sample paint that I picked up at Lowe's. You can get any sample paints created that you want. So I'm gonna be using that sample paint. I find with stenciling like this, using a stipple brush tends to work better. So I'm gonna get some of my paint and put it out on my craft table because you really don't want to add a lot of paint when you're stenciling. So I stuck my stippling brush into my paint and wiped off any excess, and then I filled in my stencil with paint. Now, after I removed it, you can see I only did half the box. I'm gonna let this side dry completely before I do the rest of the box. Then I'll place my stencil back down and stipple around the other side. You may need to go in with a detail brush if you've had any areas that have kind of run underneath where you've put the paint, just to kind of clean up those lines. But after this dries, you can fill this with your essentials that you need by your bedside, and it just looks so great sitting out. Let's put together a wall art. You're going to need 4 of these smaller frames from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need 2 canvases. I went with these abstract ones, but really you could use anything that you like. I'm gonna use the canvas to be the prints that are inside my frames. So I pulled out the backing on one of my frames, and I'm gonna use that as a template to cut out on my canvas. So I figured out what area I wanted to cut, placed the template down, and used a Sharpie to draw around it. I'm gonna do that so I can get 2 prints out of one canvas. Next, I went in to cut it out. Now, where I needed to cut was a little close to the edge, so you may have to pull off your canvas a little bit to get it cut out. Repeat these steps with your other canvas. Now, once you have 4 prints, all you need to do is put them inside of your frames. Now, one thing I wanted to change was I didn't really love the gold color on the outside of the frames, but you can update this really easily with a product called Rub and Buff. So I picked out the gold Rub and Buff that I wanted to use. It's just going to mute that gold down a little bit. Using a foam brush, I applied the Rub and Buff to the outside of my frame. Let that dry, and then to hang these on my wall, I wanted to put them on the shelf in my front room, so I added a command strip to the back, and then I'll just place them on my wall. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.